Hello.
Hey.
Guess where we are? We're in Seattle, Washington today.
Well, technically we're in downtown Kirkland.
Yeah, well, where we were walking
Washington,
is
yeah.
the Kirkland downtown. And this is a town, I guess general town we grew up. And this downtown has developed over many years.
Well, this Beijing O chef has been here forever.
Oh yeah, this old Beijing O chef. Yeah, that's been there for a long time. I don't know how to say Kokio. It's like a chicken place we see. That place didn't exist. I think that replaced a Chinese restaurant or something.
No, it replaced the pho place.
Oh, pho place. So that's new. We haven't tried it.
There used to be a pho place here that I think my brother tried, but I never tried it before.
But yeah, I think the Korean fried chicken stuff is becoming more known worldwide. This is what it looks like at the storefront. We haven't tried it yet, so we don't know how that tastes.
Aloha Northwest. I wonder what that is.
Aloha Northwest.
Maybe
okay.
they sell Hawaiian handmade
see.
goods. I think I see like jewelry.
And by a coffee place that we used to go when we were living in Kirkland area. Some
This
galleries.
bakery is
are
really
still
good.
there. Oh, a Sweet Cakes Bakery.
Yes.
Oh, they changed a little bit.
Oh yeah, they have changed the
They
inside a
have
little
changed
bit.
inside a little bit. Oh, that's a French style. Was there used to be Zeke's Pizza here?
Yeah, Zeke's Pizza's been here for a while.
Oh. And Cactus has been here for a long time. Ever since we recognized it. Italian restaurant has been here.
This is new, Supreme Dumpling.
Spring dumpling, where is it?
The inside is really
Oh,
cool
spring
looking.
dumpling. Yeah, it looks like a modern Asian, almost like a Japanese.
I think it's Chinese
Japanese?
dumplings,
Yeah,
but the art has Japanese
we
influences.
should try it. Yeah, it's like almost like a cherry blossom.
Yeah.
The blue teal color reminds me of Japanese, like kimono style color. I guess we didn't really eat in downtown as much as we probably could have. We always found cool places in like Bellevue
Well,
or Seattle.
we ate at a few. Well, we used to eat at Riki Riki. I feel like.
Oh, that's
but
such a long time
definitely
ago.
gone.
That was like one of the only few Japanese
one of the few
restaurants that even
Japanese-
existed.
Yes, one of
And
the
it wasn't
few-
even that good.
No, it was fine. It
was
had
fine, but-
variety compared to some other Japanese places.
Yeah, it
But-
definitely had a interesting stuff you would never see elsewhere. But I think because they offer like 100 different dishes, I don't think each one was like a polished dish.
And it's been gone now for a few years, I
Yeah.
think. So
I wonder when they were gone.
I
Actually.
don't know. Well, I think because they built the movie complex there,
Oh,
like
yeah.
they built the new movie theater in that area. So that is what went there instead.
Is that new one? Alanya Donor? Or has it existed?
I don't know actually.
for a long
I've never
time?
tried that.
Oh yeah, just around the corner we see the Kiwami Sushi.
Oh, so there's
Ifang is the new one. It's a popular bubble tea shop, but
so this
coming
Ifang
to
is
downtown.
this Ifang is new here, but there are a few locations in Kirkland and Bellevue.
Yeah. Kiwami Sushi. That's another place. We ate here one time.
Yeah, we ate here for Valentine's Day.
And then I think just across the corner there's like a tea place, but they sell a lot of Asian teas, but maybe more like American style approach.
It is actually very sunny this mid-September day in
It's
Seattle,
really
which
nice.
is
Right now it's like an 80 degree, which is nice because we are coming from Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas, we come from 100-degree weather, so it's much nicer.
Well, it's a little warm now walking, but
Yeah.
not as bad as I feel like it could be.
Actually, we're walking towards picking up our bubble tea from Bobe, which is our most favorite, I would say, bubble tea shop.
Well, it's one place I always want to visit
Yeah.
because they create all the ingredients for their drinks in-house, and they focus on being healthy but making delicious drinks at the same time. So
Yeah,
it
and the
is
flavors
nice.
are unique. Every month they release like a 4 different flavor of the season.
Yeah, they
So
have
like you almost
rotating.
never get tired of it, just rotating new ones all the time. Every week you can get the one flavor and you go through the 4 weeks, and then next month they start another flavor. So that helps keep it fresh. Something that you can look forward to. This month they're doing the peach. We've already tried like one of two peach flavor already, and so we're coming back for the different peach flavor. And I ordered the matcha peach one. What did you order?
Oh, I ordered lavender white chocolate.
Oh, lavender white chocolate.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a flavor that's been there for a while. Although I don't know if I ordered the matcha one. I think I might have added coffee actually to the lavender white chocolate. It's nice because you can add caffeine to non-caffeinated drinks if you want to. And
Yeah, you can add shots.
it's 4 p.m., so I want to stay a little awake even though it is a little bit late for a caffeinated drink. This area is brand new.
Yeah, this Bella apartment. Let's see.
This area was under construction, I feel like.
Oh yeah, for like a couple of years I think it was
Yeah.
under construction. They added this like I guess the waterfront apartment. Probably like starting at 3,500 or something. It's really nice location. If you had a lot of money and if you're not intending to buy a house and maybe you're just here for temporarily visit,
Well-
just over these buildings are like a water.
I feel like if you have those apartments up there,
Yeah.
you turn that. You could probably see the water over
Yeah.
the
Yeah, you
older
can see
brick
yeah.
buildings.
Yeah, these are older buildings that's low in the height. I think they might even, I don't know if they're preserving those or if they're going to replace. 'Cause
Well, I think maybe they're not allowed to change the facade because I think some parts of this town is historical, or they've been here for a while. I feel like there's a lot of preservation of just how towns used to look in general. They don't really like to change them up too much, or at least this has been like
That's
this
true.
forever. They changed the stores in there. I've seen I've seen a lot of the stores rotate.
Yeah, but they haven't
Yeah.
replaced. But I wonder
But
what.
they can't like knock down the building. I don't think so because they've been there forever.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because Bellevue they have no hesitation in replacing all the small businesses. I know some business owners who run a salon got affected by it, where the owner just sold the land and all the businesses that were in the compound,
Yeah.
and then the Bellevue just built a huge building on top of it, like a huge building.
Well, it could be
Yeah.
maybe they have different codes for the
Yeah,
city
each
or-
city runs differently, right?
Yeah,
Like,
they
they
have
want to
their own.
become the modern big city, and a lot of rich people live there for sure.
Well, a lot of rich people live here in Kirkland too.
Well,
I think
on the
arguably
waterfront,
Kirkland is more expensive.
for the waterfront, yes, but
Yeah.
I think if you're not in the waterfront,
It's
I think
hard though because even my parents' old home is like over $1 million now, and they don't live near the waterfront.
True,
They live
yeah.
on Bothell, Kirkland. They live like literally on the line. If they lived on the other side of the neighborhood, they would be in Bothell.
Yeah.
But they're still on the Kirkland side of the line. So you want to show them the outside of Bobe?
Yeah, it's outside of Bobe, farm to stroll. I like the tagline. Looks really cool.
Good. I'm doing good. Thank you. I have an order for pickup. For who? Elisha.
We've been coming here for how many years now? 5 years?
Didn't this open during pandemic?
This one, yes. The old one existed before.
So there's one in Woodinville. That one was 2019 that it was established.
go. Your two delicious treats right here. Got the lavender, chocolate milk tea. Just be sure to give this one a really good stir into one color.
Okay,
Is
perfect.
it regular straw okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, all right. And here is
the
the
cream.
peach matcha. Got that freshly whisked matcha in-house. We get it from a 200-year-old small farm in Japan.
Nice.
Again, just be sure to give a good stir to
Okay.
one color.
This is the ube
and
cookie.
Thank you so
There's
much.
supposed to be ube inside here. And the cream puff. I think in Japan this is called a maritozzo or something like that. I don't know how they call it here, but I'm excited to try this out. It's delicious.
Cheers.
Try it. We'll say it's the best place to get the boba in Kirkland and Woodinville. They have two locations. We usually order ahead of time because we know what we want, but I think you can just come here and experience and wait in
Well,
line.
you can come here and order as
Yeah.
well if you want them to explain each of them to you. This is the street in front of it.
Oh yeah, we
show
can go
the
to the
menu.
waterfront side.
Okay.
Beautiful water. This is something we missed from Austin for sure.
Well, I mean, there's water in Austin, but I feel like the Puget Sound and Lake Washington is something different.
Also
Feel
not as accessible. I think Seattle, like it's almost impossible to avoid
Oh, it's like everywhere.
water because you are inevitably going a path where water runs along.
I'm gonna get my
But
sunglasses
Austin, you
on.
have to be a little bit more planning out to get to the water.
Well, it depends. I think if you want to go to Lady Bird Lake, you can access it pretty easily, actually.
That's true.
We haven't gone to Lady
But
Bird
I think
Lake
the scale
yet.
of the water is like
Well, it's definitely a lot
pretty
more
different.
fast. Yeah, the water
like
what
you
we
can
have
see
here, like
the other-
Washington,
yeah.
is really vast.
Yeah, because you see the other side of the Seattle versus Lady Bird Lake is just like kind of small. More like a river, right?
Well, there's a river that feeds through it. We've walked here multiple times, I feel like, already. If we're in downtown, we like to come here with a drink, or we were here with a friend last time, just like catching up. It's nice to be on the dock and just look at all the rich people boats, I guess.
Yeah, this
But
is
no,
where we
it's more
dated.
like the water is very just like calming and relaxing for me. At least I love to be near the water, so.
Yeah, this is where we hang out when it's nice. I guess mostly summer. Because outside of summer, it's kind of cold.
Yeah, once
and-
you get to, even when like end of October, it's gonna be cold
Yeah.
here. So if you're gonna be standing here in October, you need a jacket, full on jacket, scarf. You need to wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like right now, it's like perfect. It's actually even a little warm because it's in the 80s.
I think it's working out that maybe during the summer we come back to visit our family to get the best
so we
part.
don't burn, we don't catch on fire.
Get the best part of Seattle, but not have to deal with the rest of the rainy, cloudy season of the weather.
Show them the skyline on that
Oh,
side.
yeah.
It is around 4:30 right now, so
The sun is
it
still
is very
high.
bright. Yeah.
Anything you already noticed coming to Seattle? I think the traffic seems like worse than before.
I feel like traffic is getting worse and worse all the time. I mean, the roads are already very short, I think, to different exits. I mean, just in general, Washington
Yeah.
is a more compact state if you think
It's like
about
every mile or mile and a half, there's always exit.
it. Yeah, compared to
Yeah.
Texas, right, which is definitely much bigger.
Yeah.
Exits are further apart and the distance you travel is further. So I feel like there's less gridlock, at least from the traffic I've noticed. But also, I try not to get into traffic in Austin around like 5 p.m. So I try to avoid like Mopac and I-35 most of the times during that. But here,
Yeah.
it's tricky because I feel like traffic starts earlier now in general. And the HOV lane is $10 at 5 p.m., which I think is insane.
Yeah.
It never used to be that much.
Yeah, it was like $2, $3 at most, but
At peak
$10
time during
yeah.
Yeah. hour, but now like at peak it looks like it's $10. So
Yeah.
that's basically like almost the cost of a cocktail at a fancy
Mhm.
bar.
Yeah, might as well get a cocktail and then drink in the. Well, I guess you don't want to drink in the car.
Well, no, don't drink in the car. Let's not encourage that behavior.
But because the car doesn't even move, right?
Yeah.
Because it's I think it's much common in Seattle for on the freeway traffic to completely stop.
Yeah.
Whereas I think that's rarer in Texas or the Austin, at least the city we are in.
Yeah, people are still kind of rolling on the freeway versus here it's like a sudden stop. I mean, they suddenly stop too in Austin too. It really just depends like where you're driving. People just seem very impatient. I feel like people are really quick to honk now. I feel like when I was younger, people were very slow to honk here, but now they're just like, oh, if you're not moving fast enough, you need to get out of the way.
Maybe more diversified, different people coming out of states.
Well, maybe people are just getting fed up with all the traffic too, so they're just like, this is traffic all the time. They don't, it's just become such an annoyance that they just want to get through it as quickly as possible. So, I mean, also with stores opening up and people returning to the office, I'm sure that's made the congestion on the roads a lot worse. So, and here, right, there's a lot of tech companies, a lot of different companies.
True.
So there's going to be a lot of people on the road trying to get to the office around the same time. There's only so much time. There's only like such an early time you can start going to work, and only such a late time that you can get home without it being super expensive, right? Or
also,
like,
I think there's a concentration of big tech in small areas, certain areas of like Seattle, Bellevue.
Yeah, you can change it maybe this way too.
Yeah. Where every employee kind of goes through that same area.
Yeah.
So you're competing for the parking space if you can't even afford parking of maybe a couple $100 per month, I think minimum.
Which I think I've heard they're really expensive places to park in downtown Austin too. So I don't know. I think just in general parking is just a lot more expensive if you have to park at your workplace and not take public transportation. But the light rail is finishing up, I feel like, in a lot of east side places, or at least they're completing it. So now people can just take public transportation instead of driving, which I think now with how bad car traffic is a much better option to commute. I wish that Austin had a better public transportation system that wasn't literally one line.
Yeah, I think its distances are too far for it to be practical. Just visiting our friend's house, it's like 40-mile one way from where we live.
I know, it's insane. Like our gas tank is like a fourth gone.
Yeah, a fourth gone just for that drive.
Just to go visit
So I think
house.
it's probably hard to do the light rail type stuff for such a long distance. Seattle is at least like shorter distance, so you don't have to spend as much money going through, like I guess making the tunnel and stuff like that. But
I think what I've noticed is a lot similar between Austin and Seattle, like Kirkland area, is a lot of parks near the water. In Austin, they have a lot of like parks that are next to the water. They try to encourage people to go in the water or just to enjoy the water views. And here they're just there are like more official like landings where you can get into the water or get on a boat.
True. There are not many of these the boats that we don't see these. I guess some places we see boats like this, but I think the amount of boats I see here is like nothing.
There's definitely a lot more.
Nothing compared to what I see.
But I also think it's because it's summertime, so people actually have their boats out.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I think in the wintertime they put it in a harbor, or they put it in a garage. So yeah, you can see there's a lot of boats here on the dock. And also, I saw in Lake Travis there were a lot of boats on the dock, so I think you have to go out a little bit.
I think the difference is like the entire horizon that you see, the boats are like everywhere across all these shores. Whereas I think it's more limited in like Austin, like Travis Lake.
I guess like one thing is in Austin,
and all the rich people has their own personal
well, I think in Austin you can see across the river, the Colorado River, right? So here it's a little bit foggier, right? You have that kind of, it's far in Seattle, so Seattle's actually over there, if you didn't notice. And it's far enough that it's a little foggy, or it has that kind of effect, right? When you're really far, you're a little blurry. So it's far enough that I think boats have a distance to kind of, be on the water and have their own space. But in Austin, it's like you just you go down the river, or you can go on Lake Travis, either way. But the air is so nice. I feel like the air here is very clean, and it's not heavy. It's very light. The air is very light.
Right?
The water is cleaner,
with so many trees probably cleaning up bad air, and also the water, so much rain contributes to probably a nice amount of clean water.
I feel like the air isn't pushing down on me, but at the same time the air is drier here. I feel like it's humid, definitely much more humid in Austin. So my skin is kind of drying up. And a lot of like my products I noticed are drying up a little bit, like lotion and skincare products. I kind of had to like move them around a little bit.
Is it true though? What about rest of the time when it's kind of cloudy and rainy? Is it still like
dry here?
Dry here?
I think it gets a little humid maybe if you're closer to the water, but I think I still feel dry. I remember as a kid when I would commute to University of Washington, that's where I graduated college. My hands, because I didn't wear gloves, I don't know why I didn't wear gloves, they would always be cracked. So my palms, like the back of my palms would bleed a lot because the air was really dry. And I guess you need to apply lotion. If you're here and you're in the winter, I would highly recommend having hand lotion.
Put a lot of lotion, yeah.
Yeah, because it's dry.
Yeah.
Like your skin will feel dry. But, you know, if you don't like humidity, it's really nice. You know, you don't have to feel like you're sweating all the time. Even if you sweat, you dry quickly. So, whereas in Austin, I feel like the air kind of just sits and the sweat kind of just sticks to you because it has nowhere to go in there.
Yeah, well, cool. We are going to Bellevue and we're gonna go around some places. So let's jump into Bellevue location. We're gonna do jump.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go. Okay, where are we now?
Well, I just read the sign. It said Tateuchi, what is it, something pavilion?
Tateuchi Pavilion inside the Bellevue Botanical Garden, which is like...
Tateuchi Garden Pavilion.
Yeah,
maybe.
pavilion. And the Botanical Garden itself is like maybe just 5 minutes away across the freeway from the main Bellevue downtown. And it's kind of crazy that there's the huge, vast greenery here right next to the city full of just the buildings and no greenery. And
it's a mix of different gardens here. They're Japanese, Chinese, Eastern gardens. I think they have like a special Eastern garden part or section that they built up called Distant Worlds. I was just like reading the sign as we were entering, but yeah, we've been here, I don't know, multiple times, a few times.
We actually got our engagement photography
done here
by our friend and plus colleague, still colleague today.
Yeah.
We took the photo how many years ago now? Like 5?
More than 5
ago?
maybe, yeah. Yeah. We don't even remember the exact date we got engaged or married. But we took photos in this very pavilion, actually. So we did like some poses in the evening, so it was darker.
Oh, yeah. We used some
light,
lamp.
Yeah, the light from the lantern was very ephemeral and kind of added like this ethereal edge to it. But then there was like this, you know, all the garden and greenery, which made it very, I guess, romantic because it was like evening, right? And there was no actual like sunlight coming in. So yeah, it was very like wintry, very like intense, I think, which was like kind of our...
It was a cold season, yeah.
It was a little cooler, I think, when we got the engagement photos done, but we got married in January.
Yeah, which was
winter.
really cold.
Yeah.
So we did get the photo beforehand. How many months beforehand? Quite a while, right?
No, it was a while, actually. Yeah.
Well, how has our life changed as Asian American living in U.S.?
Well, we don't live here anymore.
Yeah, we did move to Austin.
We live in Austin now.
Because we can't afford houses around here. We just passed by some real estate listing that was showing like $2 million for a house that doesn't even look
in downtown
half as good as our home in Austin.
I think the issue is here we have to get an older home and maybe like further out, much further, maybe almost 2 hours out if we want to get maybe a similar level home.
Much older
in Austin,
home,
but probably older. I think that's the biggest thing. We would get an older home, and it's hard because with an older home you have to do renovations a lot of times because things like aren't up to the standards, right, of living now.
Because built in old architectural design.
Probably doesn't have air conditioning. You have to have that, right? You have to fix
rooftop,
the roof, which is expensive.
It's broken,
Yeah. So it's just really hard, I think, unless you already have a lot of money up front to pay for a home, like you've saved a long time, to be a first-time homeowner.
I think some Asians were smart, like our parents' generation, the boomer generation. I think they did buy a house back when they could afford it and back when the house pricing wasn't that high.
I feel like that's luck, right? Because my parents bought a house here in Seattle. They could have bought it anywhere else. Like if they bought it in Houston, right, probably wouldn't have gone up as much. Here, it like exponentially went up in terms of home prices. So it's kind of luck of the draw where you end up and where your parents invest.
I think the that generation of Asians, I think, did buy. Most of them probably have home that I'm aware of, like our friends.
Yeah.
Their parents usually have a house, and some of the our friends are still living with their parents because you can't afford even getting an apartment these days because it's so expensive around this area.
You're just like throwing money down the drain if you get an apartment. So a lot of people even still live at home to save money because it's just you can't save money. You can't save enough to be able to buy maybe in your lifetime or buy until you're really old, and then
it is
your parents
almost smarter to let the children stay as long as they need, but make them save the money and start paying for save up and get the down pay for the new house, or even help them instead of like waiting till you die and pass off, because by that time whatever reminder money you have, you pass it on, is not worth as much as if you maybe give it today.
Money.
Right? Yeah, like if we pass away and like, okay, I'm dying, so I'm gonna give you the will of all my money to you, but the money could have grown to much more if the parents help children buy a house today, because housing prices is gonna go up. Whatever you have money left in your bank that you're gonna give to your children is gonna be worth much less in the future. Right?
It's gonna be worth less in the future than now.
Yeah, because it used to be that, in America, children are supposed to get out of their home right after college, and that's the norm. But now it's prohibitively expensive. People can't afford apartment. They have to get a roommate, but even that's like not stable, because what if your roommate kind of leave, then you're kind of stuck with the high paying rent. And if the parents are not helping with the down pay, then you can almost never afford a house because you have to compete against all the other people, professionals coming into the Seattle or major cities, and they can afford it.
Who likely have more money, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of competition these days, and a lot of competition in Seattle, I feel like, are people that come from California buying the homes, who maybe sold their homes or just made more money in the beginning, right? It's really hard to be working class in Seattle in general, I feel like, these days, unless you don't live in King County. If you live outside King County, then you probably still afford something.
Yeah, even though we couldn't get a house here, I think it's a fun journey for us, I think, to have different possibilities of life living in other places and not just stuck in one city or state.
To do something different?
Yeah, to do something a little bit different and experience.
Well, I think it's more like if we got a house here, we would have to give something up, more sacrifice. We could have bought a house here, but you have to give up probably a lot more than you want to. So you have to look, elsewhere, like Austin, Arizona, some of these southern states that are becoming more popular for people to move to.
Yeah. I think maybe in the future we'll come back, but for now we'll just visit as often as we can and hopefully provide some interesting life comparisons of people living in Seattle versus Austin. And maybe in the future, I think we already have a future trip plan going to other states to kind of see how the life is different. I think Austin is still very coming up in mixing a lot of Asian culture, so I didn't feel like I'm outsider or outcast. Like, it's like a lot of people are excited to eat Asian food, like a Japanese food, Korean food.
A lot of people are excited to try it even though they're not Asian.
So hopefully the other states we go, either that's the case or we'll see contrast and see much more different dynamics. But this garden is fairly, I feel like, a big representation of Seattle. With the large trees and even like this Japanese architecture. There's a lot of Japanese people that live here in Seattle, so it's very common to see sites that honor the Japanese community, I feel like, here, and even Jose Rizal Park, which might be interesting to visit in a future episode, which honors a Filipino national hero, and that's in Seattle. So there's a lot of Filipinos here as well. There's other Japanese garden in Seattle too, and where you can do tea ceremony. This garden is more like you just walk in. There's no special program that we're aware of. I guess they do some classes here.
But it's free to come here if you want. Like, if you need some fresh air. And there's a lot of pockets of just, in the springtime, there's like so many flowers. It's a little chilly though. It's 50, 60 degrees.
In winter, December, they have the Garden of Lights, where you see a lot of like light.
Yes, lights.
Illumination.
They line the path with different lights, kind of holiday illuminations. It's fun for kids or fun to take friends or just walk around kind of in the crisp cold air and kind of admire the flowers, plants, and the light decorations and fixtures that they put up. So that's pretty fun. And I think that's free too. There's a lot of fun.
I think that one you have to pay.
Oh, you have
But
to
it
pay for
wasn't
that
that
one?
much to pay.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like $20 or something. But check out the Bellevue Botanical Garden website for the price and the event happening in December timeframe.
Yeah, this is a popular place too, where we're standing right now to take photos.
Yeah, it's really popular.
Yeah.
A lot of people take photo here. A lot of cosplayers.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
other
if you're
engagement
into,
photography.
Yeah, anime or video games, and you want to take nice cosplay photos. This is a spot, I guess, outside of Seattle. If you're willing to go outside of Seattle, or if the convention is here on the east side, maybe it's easier for you. But yeah, it's a really pretty place. Right now, it's really quiet since we're here. Actually, it's kind of surprisingly quiet. It's Friday, and the workday's ending, so
Yeah.
we found like a nice quiet space of time where people aren't gathered here. Usually, there's a lot of people hanging out here, and it's really hard to take a photo or a video.
But yeah, that's it. I think we'll see in the next place. We will try to introduce something cool about Seattle and some Asian culture. Hey, where are we now?
Ocean shores.
Ocean Shores.
The coast of Washington State.
Yeah. That's like a huge.
I mean, we're basically on the Pacific Ocean. This is the Pacific Ocean. Right here. Pacific
Yeah.
Ocean.
I guess that's the benefit of living in Washington. You get the whole ocean.
I'm trying to
It's like how much degree now? 80 degree or something?
It's 80 degrees, sure.
Maybe it's cooler actually, but the sunlight makes it feel much hotter.
It feels nice and cool with the sea air, I think, blowing in. The
Yeah.
wind from the.
It's like a nice and cool weather.
I don't know if you can show them the kites, though. People are flying kites.
Oh. This is the other side. I don't know if the kites are visible.
There's kites over there, too. There's like kites over there.
It might be a little bit far to show the kites, but people are flying kites over.
Yeah.
A nice day. Flying.
Very surprisingly clear day. Because
Yeah.
usually near the ocean, you can get very cloudy quickly, right? With
Yeah, especially in Seattle.
storms,
Yeah. Like it's
Today
in
is-
summertime, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. No rain to be found anywhere.
Yeah. So far, no big rain yet. Hopefully, it stays that way for the rest of our trip. So we're back to Austin, our home. How was Seattle?
It actually didn't rain, but it was cold.
Yeah, it didn't rain as much as we thought it would be, but yeah, we were really cold. I think it went down as much as like 55.
Yeah,
or
I think in
something
the
at night.
evening, yeah, it was 50. I feel like it would still be cold. Well, I think my parents' house was in a shadow because it was cold up until, I don't know, maybe like noon almost.
Yeah.
I didn't want to get out of bed because I felt so cold. I just wanted to be cozy inside. I didn't want to go outside.
Yeah, we have to turn on the heater the whole time. Like, not just at night, but I feel like the whole time we have to turn on the heater because it was really cold in the house.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, my dad likes to leave the heat off. He likes to save money.
Yeah.
So he turns the heat off. We had like, I think 3 heaters or 2 heaters. One of them wasn't working. One of them was an old Dyson, and then the other was an air conditioner heater combination that worked.
Mm-hmm.
It was the old one that we used to use. So yeah, it was just cold, but when you're outside in the daytime, it's pretty nice. It was still 70.
It was like a warmer almost outside.
It was
than in
warmer
the house.
outside, yeah, like especially in the afternoon. So that's why I feel like the house is in a shadow.
Yeah. It was like a nice time, but maybe next time we'll be back maybe more like during the July or August, because that would have been nicer than just recently we were there. It was already kind of getting cold, And now I think Seattle is officially in the fall season. Even though in Austin we're still experiencing over 90 degrees weather here.
Yeah. I mean, it cooled down a little bit here now. We're not reaching 100 anymore, and I actually feel a cool breeze when I go outside. So it's cooled down. But yeah, Seattle was cold. We definitely have to layer up.
Yeah, and that was part of the reason why we moved to Austin, right? As a reminder for people who are watching the video, that one of the reasons we moved to Austin was because we like more sunny, warmer weather versus Seattle. Like in September, it's already like fall season, really cold. But we felt like we could enjoy hanging out and doing more things in Austin if it's warmer and more sunny.
I feel like it's just easier to wake up in the morning, at least for me. When it's cold, I just want to continue sleeping because it's nice and warm in the bed. So yeah, that was something I forgot. I guess it was hard to get up in the morning.
Well, what's your highlight from the Seattle trip?
Food. Oh, and the ocean. Probably food and the ocean. Yeah. The ocean footage I think I captured. It might have already played before we started to talk on this part of the ending note. But the food we had the Dozone for Chinese food. We went to Nana's green tea for matcha parfait. We had like a hojicha latte. What else did we have? We had like a pumpkin. I had a black sesame parfait.
Didn't we have a purple yum?
So we had what they call beni imo,
beni imo,
Japanese
purple
purple yam special desserts out now. They just came out when we were there, so
it was really good.
The timing lined up, but we had a beni imo milk tea or latte. That was really good. It reminded me of the ones I've had in Japan, but I think it was a little sweet.
When did we have it in Japan?
I feel like
Kyoto?
No, I think it was in Tokyo. I remember, but they also had the Mont Blanc, the Beni Imo Mont Blanc, the Japanese purple yam Mont Blanc. That was really good.
That was really good. It was also expensive. I think the Mont Blanc tart, like this little one, was like wasn't it like a $9?
Yeah.
That one little thing.
And we got the last one. Yeah. So Mont Blanc usually is made of chestnut, but for this fall special, they made it out of Beni Imo. So it was unique. I also like the purple color because purple is my favorite color. So yeah, that was yummy. I was like, okay, I need to eat this because we don't have Nana's green tea in Austin. So, desserts were good.
Is there one in Houston?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I assume whenever there's something like that, the Houston always gets the first time.
Houston might have parfait places. I don't know. I've never looked it up, but I don't think they have it yet.
Got it.
That's why I was like, I need to have this here in Seattle. Then we had boba, which I always get when I come back to Seattle.
Oh yeah, like we had it a few times.
Milk tea is still the best. They had a decaf milk tea, which tasted like a Hong Kong milk tea. It kind of had that
like a house-made Hong Kong.
Yeah, it had, I don't know exactly what that flavor is, but it's very distinct.
Like a brown sugar
flavor
or something else?
Something like that, but it's very distinct. I think a distinct Hong Kong milk tea flavor. It was really good.
Yeah.
I haven't had it in a long time. It reminded me kind of Drive-Thru Boba, which is an old boba shop in Seattle, which is not in operation anymore.
Yeah. That was also like a small mom and pop,
yes,
non-chain. We got to know the owners and the husband and wife. That's the same situation with the boba. I think it's husband and wife.
Oh yeah,
operating
that
together.
Run it.
Yeah, we missed them ever since we moved here. It's been like almost like a year, and I don't know if they still remember us, but it was like that was like the only, almost like the exclusively only boba place we went because it was so good. Yeah, I had a peach and cream and peach and matcha.
Oh, peaches and cream.
Yeah. Those were good. Those are like a seasonal special.
I felt like those were kind of like end of summer special because it's already September. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they had kind of like the last fruits of the summer specials come out.
Yep. Yeah, that would be. Maybe they would also have like a Benny Emo or something like that in the current season. So those are things like we definitely miss. Nanas green tea, boba. I think every time we go back to Seattle, like we will probably try to go to those places.
Oh, Coffeeholic too.
Oh, Coffeeholic,
I had the pandan.
Downtown Bellevue.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had the pandan coffee. That was delicious. It's coffee. You can add oat milk to it, but they mix pandan.
The pandan is like a Philippine.
Well,
like
I don't think it's distinct to the Philippines, but they call it a screw pine leaf, and they actually use it in a lot of Southeast Asian countries for desserts, but also they use it for savory meals. Like I know some places do like pandan chicken and stuff. They use like that leaf for it, but they also had like the pandan jelly in the coffee. It's really good. It had a very natural pandan flavor, not an artificial one.
Yeah, I'm used to the artificial one whenever I had it, and that's why like I didn't really like pandan before, but that was really natural. Like it just doesn't have the weird like a strong, I don't know what it is that they put, maybe to preserve the freshness or
maybe
color or something.
it's a food coloring.
Yeah, it just tasted odd in the past, but this pandan was really good. That it's like smooth and kind of more subtle than what I'm used to with the overly like manufactured pandan.
Yeah.
So those are all in Bellevue downtown, right? So wait, no, the boba was in Kirkland downtown.
Yeah.
In Woodinville, and the Nana's green tea and the Coffeeholic are on the like main street of
Bellevue, the old main
yeah.
street of Bellevue. And they also have Seattle locations, so they open up those locations later in Bellevue.
Yeah, after we moved out
of
Bellevue.
Well, and we used to live near that street, so it's kind of ironic now that they opened it up after we left. I'd probably just drink and eat too many desserts if I still lived there.
Yeah, if there are other places that opened recently after maybe we moved out, so that's like since 2022, that we should check out next time, please let us know in the comment section. We would love to check out any cool new Asian place, especially if they're in East Side, because we tend to hang out in East Side. But if there's something new in like a Cap Hill, we would love to also check that out. But hopefully you enjoyed our special episode of just us walking around in downtown, just recording casually outside. Hopefully the sound quality wasn't too bad to listen through, but
Going to the ocean,
yeah.
My goal for this trip.
Yeah, that was definitely a unique highlight, because there's no ocean unless we drive a long way down to the coast in Texas. Yeah, which we should go to. But let us know where we should check out next time. Hopefully you enjoyed this special version, and make sure to hit the bell so you get notified whenever we have a new episode coming out. But until then, bye.